I was really curious to know, because here in the States, you could not buy any liquor online. You cannot get delivery from liquor, but in other states you can. And I was really curious to know, because we talked about it.
You talk about it like a lot.
We're talking about how, because we heard about it on the news, that people were coping with the changes in COVID, and people that were already drinking drank more. And I really wanted to know what were the numbers on the alcohol sale. It increased, and so I have the numbers because it did affect me as well.
But this is a
because
section.
I did also notice that, but because you're on by yourself at home, it's easier, especially if you have some type of personality or you're already consuming, to increase the consumption. And so the sales for alcohol.
Okay, wait, because this is a new section. You should know that Pepe loves facts. And statistics. Data.
Yes.
So, and now, in Super Right now, Pepe facts. Go.
Okay, thank you. So, so the sales of alcohol increased by guess. It's lower than what I thought. But
60%?
Very good. 55 overall for all liquors.
Because that's what I increased.
The sales of alcohol increased 55%.
Oh, wow.
And it doesn't mean that, people that were not drinking alcohol started drinking. It means that people that were already consuming alcohol were or are consuming more. Way more. And that's really bad for the entire health of our society right now, because the consequences.
Alcoholism.
It's like if you increase something by 50, something that is a toxic, basically something toxic that you put in your body, and you increase it by 50%, then the consequences are going to be greater as well. So we don't want to remind the audience, but alcohol damages the brain, your liver, then if it's the liver, it's your overall health. And people whether have a very poor health in the remaining of their life, or they just die from it. And,
I have very bad experiences with that.
They cannot think straight, or they cannot be so active, and it's just like a bad negative cycle. And I can talk about that because I haven't as a French guy, but had access to alcohol from very, very, very young. It's not in France, at least at my time, kids could have a sip of wine here and there.
In Mexico as well.
Yes. So, but I was never attracted to it, and the only time that I got into alcohol is after I lived a year in the US and being forbidden to do something that I never did anyway. So it's really weird. But it's true that as a way to cope with changes in your life or things that you think that you cannot handle, then you go into alcohol, which is a hard drug to me. It's a legal drug, but it's a hard drug. So people go to alcohol because they can buy it. Some other people go to other type of drugs, and it builds. And we know that it's
addictions.
It's highly addictive. So whatever is addictive and something that is toxic that you put back and back and back into your body again and again and again, then adds really bad negative consequences for your body and for the people around you. Because somebody that cannot be 100% the way they should be, or have really bad reactions to this type of toxic thing, whatever, then everybody has to deal with it. Your loved ones have to deal with it, and
toxic environment.
And and you're building a dependence, and
you start building a toxic environment.
Yes,
that's all. Alcoholism, yes, it's a disease because it's an addiction.
Yeah,
and.
But why do people drink alcohol at first? I know why I started drinking alcohol at first place, even though I didn't like it.
I think because for me, the first time I drank alcohol, it's because your peers, you're surrounded by that, and I wasn't surrounded by the best people. So you want to belong. And I started in a very young age. And then as I was growing up, then the society built alcohol to be as part of a social life. Mm-hmm. So it's a drug that it's accepted as part of having fun and to be with friends, and then it's normal. And then because you can sense that your personality changes as soon as you drink alcohol. So you feel better or more open or more free or loose or whatever. Mm-hmm. So you want that. And then you start drinking a little bit more. And then because you're
building dependence. So you need more to get to the point where you were feeling relaxed and loose and open.
And then life happens, and it's not only partying. Then you have a life, you have responsibilities. Mm-hmm. So you start adding stress, obligations, blah, 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 blah. And then with alcohol, it's just like numbing. Mm-hmm. Or feeling, or probably because, my experience is just you want to go back of how you were feeling before having all these type of responsibilities. You know what I mean? You want to feel free, you want to feel loose, you want to feel okay, you want to be part of whatever. So I think the first week or the second weekend of the lockdown, mm-hmm. I think I told you that I got drunk with a rum.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, but I didn't notice. I was just listening to my music, and then I realized it wasn't that late. I was like, no, I cannot be like this every single day, mm-hmm. because I was bored.
It was the first day.
It was the second weekend.
Okay.
It was the second weekend.
Okay.
But I was getting bored because my life was already I was active all the mm-hmm. time. So for me, being in lockdown, it has been terrible. As soon as at work, they told me you can go back, I went back.
To the office.
It depresses me. I'm the kind of person I got depression every time I need to stay at home mm-hmm. for work.
If you're stuck here.
So I can understand why alcoholism increased, but...
Yeah, but you don't drink that much.
No, I don't drink, no.
For me, I know that, so I started really late, in France, but then the problem is that it became an habit when I was among friends. Mm-hmm. Basically, you do it over and over and over again, and then without realizing, mm-hmm. once you're with your friends, you're like, oh, I need to drink because I'm with friends. But not only to drink, but to get drunk, basically, mm-hmm. because there's a big difference about having one or two glasses or getting drunk with your friend. And I think I developed that in my brain, and maybe the lockdown took it out. So now the time I will be among friends, I won't be the same. But it's true that a lot of people are dealing with it. A lot of families are dealing with it because sometimes one parent in the family that becomes even more addicted to
more aggressive,
to alcohol, or both. So can you imagine the impact for the kids, for
for the family?
And so we're just talking about alcohol now, but imagine if they were already
violent.
But already using drugs before, or so it's even more because they need a substance to cope with this type of things because they.
So what is your recommendation?
No, so of course I had a very French approach to it.
Uh-huh. And live with it and accept it. You have a problem. I accept that I have a problem, but I don't have a problem.
No, it's just to realize that this is an overall health issue in this country mm-hmm. and probably everywhere in the world, and that we need to have, because I hear about a lot of things that are going on to try to deal with COVID, the mental health, but I don't hear about that when it's a huge issue mm-hmm. where people have actually built dependence on mm-hmm. alcohol even more because of COVID, and it's going to have a lasting impact because even when COVID will be gone, They will still be addicted.
Mm-hmm.
They will still be dependent over alcohol. There will still be like horrible consequences because of this. And we need to talk about it openly. I didn't hear the president talking about it. I didn't hear anybody talking about that. And I think it's a huge issue. And for me, it's a huge issue because, I don't like cannabis or weed or like, I don't think, and I'm sorry, like for me, for my body, like if I smell it, I get super sick. Yeah. And so I don't understand it. I don't know why it should be, everybody, I don't know why I could get out and it would be authorized for people to smoke when it's making me feel sick, basically. But anyway, but there is a huge hypocrisy with alcohol. A huge hypocrisy with alcohol, and the same with cigarettes. And I think it should be addressed because obviously there are a lot of taxes, a lot of people profit from selling alcohol. And I'm sorry, but when I see a celebrity putting their name on the alcohol brand, like I don't want to see anything that they're doing. I'm sorry, but like people that we
The Rock
that we love. And they're saying like, oh, it's great. This is look at what I'm making, and he wants the best for the world. Where you're making something that is really toxic, and you only think it's authorized because it's legal. But what is being legal? Legal is just like a bunch of guys at some point that decided that it was allowed. Why? Because they get a lot of money under the table to say, okay, it's allowed.
Not under the table. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, so when it's not the truth of what. Everybody should know the law and should respect the law, okay? But when you know something is bad for the body, and it's bad, it has very bad consequences, it's not because it's legal that it makes it okay.
Less toxic.
Exactly. Well, it doesn't make it okay. So when I hear like celebrities that are supposedly like, really nice and they give to charity, they give their time, whatever, and then they have a brand, of tequila or vodka or whatever. It's like, you freaking hypocrite. I'm sorry. No, if you really wanted the good for this, if you wanted to have your position to build the good for this society or whatever, you would not do that. And they make a lot of money out of it, and it's okay. But because it's legal, they think,
so what would you do?
Fine.
What would you do?
Okay, I would not do anything, but...
But this is a platform. If you haven't heard anyone speak about it, no, this is a platform. What would you do? Because it's
a huge hypocrisy.
Like we know that. You already told that for the last 10 minutes.
I'm not a doctor, but really...
No, really?
Yeah. I'm not a doctor, but really I would sit somebody like The Rock. I would sit him in front of a doctor that deals with alcohol consequences every single day and show him pictures, show him the consequences. And he is not allowed to speak. Like The Rock, just like you stay silent. And this is in front of cameras. You sit down, you look at what we have to say. This is the history of alcohol in the society of dependence and everything. And this is what is going on.
And what is the solution?
And then you ask him, why are you saying alcohol? And then maybe he will say, I didn't know, I wasn't aware. But there's always hope, and I'm always looking at the positive, because I know why I started drinking alcohol with my friends. I know why.
Why? Tell me why.
Because I wanted
nothing
to... Because I wanted to be relaxed, I wanted to get loose, I wanted to be more open, and it's true that I was more daring to do things, not dangerous things, but I was more daring to go talk to girls if I was a little tipsy. But here's the thing, and I read articles like a month ago or 2 months ago about people trying to make a type of alcohol that doesn't give you hangover, first of all, and doesn't have any bad consequences on your liver and your brain. So there are people that are working on it, and what I love, so it's funny because there's this British guy, and then there's this Australian guy, and they have two different
perspectives,
goals.
Okay.
The Australian guy is like, I want to avoid hangover. Okay, so in order avoid an hangover, like they realize that some people are more prone to have hangovers because they don't have as much enzyme in their body to process the alcohol the way it should be. Well, not the way it should be, but actually like building this type of resilience where you don't get a hangover. So they decide to put more of this enzyme into the alcohol. So when you ingest it, you don't have hangover at the very next day.
Okay.
Still very toxic, still damage your liver, still damage your brain. Okay, it's just like
plus the enzymes, the artificial.
Well, they're trying to make it more or less natural,
organic for the hipsters.
But anyway, so they put some enzymes so you can process the alcohol.
Okay.
And the controgens, I think it's called. And I don't want to get into like too much specifics because obviously we're not
a sponsor
specialists.
A sponsor
and sponsored. But that is take on that. It's like no hangover.
And the British.
And then there are the British guy that wants to build up synthetic alcohol. So basically alcohol is ethanol, and he wants to build something that is different. And that means that it will have the same positive effect, getting loose, relaxed, more daring, decompress, but it will not have all the negative effects on your brain or your liver. Like we know why we drink. And it's true that the reason why it's only for the positive effect that we feel about it, but maybe like kind of fake, but it's a chemical reaction in your brain as well. It's the same as when you exercise and you feel better, like the
endorphins,
serotonin, adrenaline. If you think about that, and if you put something in your body to have these levels raised, then it's not natural. But it's true that when you do something natural, it does happen.
Natural.
And
naturally.
But it's the same for the cigarettes. Like, what if we have cigarettes without consequences? Like, you can still like cope with not getting on your mother's tits like that, and still drink cigarettes, without consequences. You're like, what is she talking about?
I heard mom's tits.
No, because that's what they say about cigarettes. Is that like for guys, it's for everybody, it's a way to go back to the baby part of you sucking on your mom's tits anyway.
Nipples. Tits. Chichis.
Nipples.
Chichis.
But I think it's a valid fact. Like, what if there are some foods that are making us feel better as well. Like when I eat a mango, I feel better right away. Honestly.
Aww.
And
it's
natural.
I found guava, and it's very good. I was missing the guava.
But imagine, because it's getting into the season. But imagine if you have alcohol that will not damage your body, and the British guy. So the Australian guy is only not to have hangover, so it's going to be still bad for your body, but you don't have any hangovers, which is already a progress. The British guy is
I think it's worse because then you will consume more because you will know
synthetic alcohol. Yeah, you can still get into what do you call like alcohol coma or something?
Yeah,
whatever.
Congestion.
Not congestion, coma. You can get into coma.
Well, in Spanish, it's congestión alcohólica.
You overdose. Yeah, you overdose on alcohol.
Congestión alcohólica.
But the British guy, what he's trying to do, and I think his company now is called Guava. They just renamed it. He's trying to get into once you can consume and you will have like the same effect as one drink. Same effect as two drinks. Same effect as four drinks at your fourth glass. And then there is like a limit? Yeah, a limit. Like you cannot go over that. You cannot like overdose. You cannot.
I mean, that's better because then you won't be drinking.
But it's synthetic. And they are making a lot of progress. I think they've been like funded for the research and stuff, over $20 million. But imagine like how much like the liquor brand or the
industry?
corporate like can make out of it. Like if you sell alcohol but doesn't have any bad consequences on your health. Again, you're pointing out we don't know the long-term effects because maybe there will be some side effects. But alcohol is already legal and we know it's extremely toxic.
I have a question.
Yeah. Alcohol has been legal for many years. We know it's toxic, we know it's bad for the body, and we're still selling it. So I think it's only going to be an improvement. You know what I mean? Even if it's chemical, even if it's synthetic.
Teacher,
how bad can it be? Or worse can it be than what it is already?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah. Did you hear what I said?
Gee, and that's what I am impatient to ask my question.
Okay.
So, what about tequila? What about vodka? Like, can you create this alcohol? Can you use this alcohol for creating tequila or cognac or champagne or wine or?
Well, like most of like cognac, champagne is already proprietary. You cannot use the same name. No, but you can replicate like the flavor, or you can make this a special type. You already have beer, but with no alcohol, right? And people will say, "Oh, it doesn't taste really like beer," or so people will say, "Oh, it's really close. It's good," and it's been going on for years. But imagine if you have a type of alcohol, but with the benefits, without the negative consequences.
Yes, but I will still need my tequila.
Yeah, okay. That's why Perry is not getting as much funding as over. Like, so even if it's toxic for your body, even if it has really bad consequences, you just want your tequila.
Yeah. I mean, because I don't drink every single day.
Okay, well, the way I see it is that maybe it's going to take years, but it's going to be worth it. Okay, we've been used to drinking our stuff and our moonshine things that makes you like super stupid, like just like
me.
No,
like
you have one sip and it kills like millions of neurons already. But I hope. I mean, I think there is hope in this type of things.
Okay, yeah. This is our contribution to your life.
Non-toxic
alcohol.